So I wanted to show you guys two things today. Well, kind of, sort of, jigs and pigs. And when I say jig and pigs, of course you guys know I mean jigs and crawl trailers. First, let's go ahead and just take a look at some jigs that I have here. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each one of these. I just want to kind of name some of the ones that I use. I guess we'll just start right here with these Bitsy Bug finesse jigs. Got a whole, I don't even know how to show you this without dropping little tiny finesse jigs. This is a 1/4 ounce jig. I'm not sure on the hook size, can't remember that. But anyway, these are actually some lighter weight, smaller jigs. I really like using these in the winter, colder months when you try to you want to downsize your jig presentation or any presentation in general. These TRD crawls, these are Drew's crawl, I guess that's the color. These pair really well with these. I don't know how well you guys can see them together, but dude, freaking look amazing. Why does my light keep going off here? So that's the Bitsy Bug. It's a really reliable jig. I actually caught my first bass on a Bitsy Bug. So if you're not so confident, that's a good way to start. Just downsize, start out with a really small jig, smaller trailer like this. That's a great choice. If you guys are starting out throwing jigs, I highly recommend the Bitsy Bug and then a TRD trailer. So then here I've got a Bitsy Flip. These actually come in the 3/8 ounce size. This is probably, since they don't make Heart Justice jigs anymore, this is probably hands down my favorite jig. The Bitsy Flip. It's a 3/8 ounce jig. It's a slightly smaller, while it is a 3/8 ounce jig. Let's see here. Well, that's kind of a finesse jig. This is actually a finesse, or sorry, this is actually another 3/8 ounce jig. And as you can see, it's a full size jig. Up against this one, you can see it's kind of quite a bit bigger. So, like I said, 3/8 ounce Bitsy Flip. It definitely has kind of a smaller profile, pretty decent hook. It's a bit bigger than or a bigger size, heavier wire than the Bitsy Bugs. A little bit heavier hook. So that definitely helps if you want to fish a smaller profile but a little bit meatier hook. Like I said, it's become one of my favorite go-to jigs. And then if I'm not throwing one of those Strike King Bitsy Flips, chances are I'm throwing one of these original Arky bass jigs. Again, these are just really cheap jigs. You can get both of these for right around $2. If you're like me and you really want to get in there and fish those jigs hard, you're going to end up breaking some jigs off. And so it's good to buy cheap jigs that are easier to replace. Same thing here. This is just a black and blue one, full size. The hooks on these, that's one thing I didn't mention a second ago. Hooks on these are actually really, really decent. I don't think I've made mention about these jigs too much. The Arky bass jigs, I've caught quite a few on them. Like I said, the hook's phenomenal, solid hook. It's not as strong or as heavy duty as this Strike King Pro flipping jig, I think. It's got a rattle. I've got a couple of these jigs. I haven't really fished them too much, but they do have rattles. I figured especially this one, that'd be great for really cruddy looking water, not so clear. You want to kind of get some sound and vibration going on. That jig, I feel like that would do it. This one, same story, except it's a more natural, maybe some clear water, but you want to draw some fish to you with the sound. Maybe that would work. I don't know. We're going to try some stuff with jigs now that I'm fully enthralled with jigs, guys. In case you haven't noticed, this is my absolute hands down favorite bait to throw. Football head jigs. I like to throw these around not so much grass, rocks, more harder structure, logs. Wish my light would quit going off here. That'd be great. I guess it's time for me to charge. Anyway, so what are we down to here? Bladed jigs. Now I know it's not exactly just a straight jig, but it's something that I want to start throwing more of. I'm not going to go over these too much because I don't really know too much. I think this is a 1/4 ounce. Got it. Probably a, shoot, I don't know, guys, 5/8 or something. Maybe a 5/8 ounce. Let me know down in the comments what kind of chatterbait this is. This is just an original Walmart cheap one. As you guys can see, chatterbaits and swim baits, dude, I've almost always got a Rage twin tail menace on it. That's just my number one. If I'm trying to do a bait fish imitation, the kick of those paddles is just phenomenal. And then I just got a couple more swim jigs. This is a Booyah swim jig. I can't remember the color or anything like that. I've actually got one with a finesse cut that I plan on putting a pack of chunk on and swimming and using it like I want to use it as a swim / crawl bait so I can do it both and not have to tie on a different one. It could work. But if I'm trying to imitate a bluegill specifically, hands down my favorite swim jig, and this is going to be the this is the same deal as the white one. This is just a Strike King swim jig. They have cheap ones that come with these trailers already. This one, I might have bought it separately by itself. This one has a slightly bigger hook. Let me try to hold that up a little bit better and show you. Yeah, you can kind of tell there. This one has a slightly bigger hook. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I have caught fish on this one. I've caught fish on the white one. This is just my favorite bluegill one. That's my favorite shad pattern. Anyway, that's a few of my jigs that I wanted to go over. Like I said, I don't really know much about chatterbaits. We're going to talk about that more probably this year as I get into chatterbait fishing more. But for now, let's go ahead and talk. Let me cut this heat off real quick. So when it comes to trailers, I've got all my trailers out now. I'm not going to show you bags because I've got my trailers kind of differently organized. I've got the Z-Man, of course, you got to keep these by themselves. You know, there's no putting those in a box or putting those anywhere else but in this. Pretty much, from what I understand. My light's starting to die out on me. So we got some a bag of blue, kind of bluish trailers, and then a bag of green pumpkin. Simple. We got a Rage Crawl. You guys all know the Rage Crawl. Sorry. Wow, perfect. Still, probably a lot of you guys' favorite T-rig flipping bait or whatever. I've been fishing I've been fishing jigs so much lately that I really honestly, I haven't even been throwing the T-rig or Tokyo rig or anything in place of it. Just jigs all the way. So this is another one. This is actually kind of an exclusive bait to my area. Maybe, kind of, sort of. It's a custom bait made by a local guy. It doesn't really have a specific name, but it's one of my favorite trailers. Simply because, I mean, if you see the appendages here, there's some do-nothing appendages. They're pretty much just there. And it's perfect for wintertime finesse jigs. You know, if you're looking for a bait that doesn't have a lot of action, bam, there you go. That's the one that I like to use. And then, like I said, Rage Tail Menace. I actually just started using these, or this color. I just used this color the other day as a good old jig trailer. I had a black and blue jig, the Bitsy Flip, I believe. And then I had one of these Rage Tail Menace trailers on, little watermelon green or watermelon seed. I can't remember what that is. I want to say watermelon green. This is a Yum Sweet Beaver, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's a Yum Beaver. Another one of my favorite. Like I said, I used to T-rig the crap out of these on a round bend straight shank. Pack of Chunks have become one of my absolute favorite trailers for almost any type of situation. They just got a really nice flutter reaction. I'm really about that flutter. I don't know what it is, just a two-side flutter. This, last but not least, this is the Christy Craw. Try and hold it up a little bit better for you guys. It's a little bit of a, this is an olive shadow. It's got like a blue and kind of an olive color going on. It's a really nice bait. I really like that color. It's actually kind of a little bit transparent, translucent, whatever you call it. Olive on one side and then like black and blue on the other. Fire. I mean, that's the best of these baits, you know. If I wanted to go out one day and fish and I was like, dang, I only want to take one kind of craw, this would probably be it right here. Olive Shadow Christy Craw, made by Yum. These actually don't have so much of a just flappy action. They have more of a row. They kind of, I don't really know how to explain it better, but so yeah, these arms, they have more more of a rowy action as opposed to the flappiness. That's pretty much what it does. Oh, I almost forgot one more trailer here. How could we forget? I'm sure I'm missing another one that I just haven't mentioned yet. I've got a Rage. Well, that's not a very good look. All right, so there we go, Rage Craw. It's got nice, really flappy appendages. Almost if you didn't have a pack a chunk, Rage Craw is probably one of your better flappy options. If you're wanting a whole lot of motion, a whole lot of flap, like I said, this is more of a rowing action. I really just wanted to talk about these jigs and my favorite trailers. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed though. It's probably going to be a really mega short video. I'm not a very good teacher when it comes to bass fishing, so thank you guys for having patience and sticking around to the end. And hey, remember, oh, I didn't mention, these football head jigs are actually made by NetBait, so it's definitely a really, like I said, another cheap one. Really, I just want to show you what jigs that I'm throwing. Currently, one of my favorite jigs, one of my favorite trailers. We're almost at 200 subs now, so stick around. We're getting really close to a giveaway. So like I said, thank you guys for sticking around. Getting up to 200 subs, so we're probably going to give away some jigs. So let me know in the comments below what kind of jigs you would be interested. I'm probably going to give away, we'll say about 5 jigs. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll give away 5 jigs and 2 packs of trailers. So make sure that you jam that like button, jam that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, stick around for more future endeavors, more fishing content soon. See you next time. Jam the man out.